everyone, I am back again with another installment of the Funny Pajamas Otaku Edition. So, of late, for those of you who know, I am basically a shoujo, shonen and josei manga reader. But of late, I decided to challenge myself and get into seinen a bit more. Now, the seinen genre is vast, so I was kind of hesitant on what to pick up. Straight off the bat, I didn't want to go off with Berserk. So since I do have a lot of interest in historical events and historical fiction and stuff like that, stuff that's based in the past and stuff, I thought rather than going the dark fantasy route, to go to try some seinen series which are rooted in historical events or historical fiction or some such. So that's basically why I made my first seinen purchases, and those were Vinland Saga and Golden Kamuy. Now this, like I said, I'm just dipping my toes in the seinen genre. So I thought since I'm pretty new to this genre, I thought I'd give a review of Golden Kamuy. Now this is the first volume of Golden Kamuy. Now straight off the bat, let me tell you, I've not read all of what is out yet. I'm following the 3-volume rule, which is basically you read the first 3 volumes to get of a manga series, to get an idea of what the series is about, to get a feel of the lay of the land as such, to know whether you are interested in going further ahead and pursuing reading this series or not. So I have read the first 3 volumes of Golden Kamuy, and I just thought I'd give a quick review. And listen, while you're here, why don't you smash that like and that subscribe button? Become a subscriber to my channel if you haven't done so already. Don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you're notified every time I post something new. It really helps me out. Now, let me give you a synopsis of the basic plot of this series. It's a historical fiction based soon after the Russo-Japanese War. And it follows a Japanese war veteran known as Sugimoto. And he's, due to his vast tenacity, ferocity, and his pure will to survive, he's been nicknamed on the battlefield as the immortal Sugimoto. So now he's basically he's trying to mine for gold and trying to make a life after the war, and he at the same time wants to take care of his a colleague of his who unfortunately perished during the war, his colleague's family, his comrade's family. So he wants to take care of them. So basically he's trying to eke a living out trying to mine for gold. Unfortunately, due to the gold rush in that area, that is the Hokkaido area of Japan, most of it has already been mined, so he's having a tough time. So then soon he hears a story about some Ainu gold. Now Ainu are the indigenous people of that area, of Japanese indigenous people, and he hears a story about a vast quantity of Ainu gold, and the location to which has been tattooed on the bodies of a bunch of prisoners. So he makes up his mind, decides to go and collect this gold and take it for himself by getting together the prisoners and getting the tattoos of their backs. So he teams up with this Ainu girl named Aspira. Now Aspira has got her own reasons for this, basically being revenge. So she's also interested in this, and she decides to team up with Sugimoto. Now I'll tell you straight off the bat, don't be fooled by Aspira's cutesy look, most of the time. She is badass as all out. She's the real deal here. Now, Aspira generally plays the role of guide come teacher to Sugimoto, teaching him hunting tactics and methods and how to survive in the cold, harsh wilderness of Hokkaido. Basically, they give us a good layout of the area. It's like pretty snow-riddled wilderness forest, which is very difficult and brutal to survive in, with a large number of wild animals and such. So she basically acts as guide, mentor, teacher to him. And if I gotta say this, I know a couple of manga tubers, mainly I did hear the Prom G sort of give not a very flattering review of this, but on the whole, I've heard manga tubers basically praise this series. So I wanted to get into it and give it a shot and check out how it is. itself. And all the whole, I'm enjoying what I've got so far. There are a few things that turn me off, but those are basically mainly personal gripes that I have, which will most probably not affect most of you. So anyway, so Aspira and Sugimoto decide to join forces and look for the gold. So Aspira gives Sugimoto basic insight on how to hunt, how to survive, how to cook food, what plants are edible, what will be how to basically survive in that wilderness. And she gives him an insight into Ainu culture, their religious beliefs, and the way of life, their hunting methods and stuff. So what you can straight off see in this manga is the mangaka's pure, the amount of work, effort, research he has put into this manga is basically, it just pours off each page. This manga has got a bit of everything. It's got violence, gore, it's got comedy, it's got and it even has cooking. So it's got a bit of everything, and as such I believe it hooked me on pretty well. So we follow Aspira and Sugimoto and we come across a varied cast of characters. The mangaka has done a good job in making each character unique and a person on his own. Some of them are very likable, some of them not so much. And he has done a good job in fleshing out all their characters, all their backstory without relying too much on exposition. It all flows very organically. The pacing of the 3 volumes I've read so far is pretty good, and it keeps a crisp pace with everything. At the same time, he interposes a whole lot of informational stuff on how, the costumes and the cooking methods and stuff like that. And I thought it was all done very organically and very well. Now this manga is basically, the 3 volumes I read of what I've read so far basically is based in the, the wilderness forests of the Hokkaido region in deep winter. And or such, I'm interested in seeing whether they'll base the entire series only in this setting or whether they will explore other things. That is something I do wish to see further ahead. Another thing I did notice, though they've touched upon slightly, though not dwelling too much on it, is the horrors of war and basic PTSD and how soldiers cope with them changes them, irreparably, and they are unable to go back to the lives they had before they became soldiers. So they have just basically touched upon it, basically brushed on it. But I am interested in seeing whether they will explore it further, whether they'll discuss it, whether the mangaka will, really dig into it deep. So that is another thing I am interested in. Now the one thing that put me off, though it is probably expected of most seinen, series, is the violence. Now let me give you a warning. If you are looking to read this manga series and violence and particularly gore turns you off, then this is probably not going to be the manga for you, because this manga is gory as all out. Okay, and I particularly am, and the one thing that was maybe nicked it a bit down for me was the fact that a lot of the violence, the brutality, you do see a lot of violence against and me, I'm particularly an animal lover, but I do understand that this is brutal way of life. This is what you need to do to survive. In this world, it is eat or be eaten. So basically, you need to do some things to survive. But the details, detailed in this manga, that it did straight off the bat, it took me some time to get used to it. Now, of course, once you get used to it, it doesn't affect you that much. But I will say that it did hit me a bit hard. Violence is a lot. There's blood, there's gore, there's death, there's everything you think in a survival manga, and the mangaka does not sugarcoat it in any manner. He does try to bring, get us in touch, teach us the Ainu way, the Ainu beliefs as such, and how basically everything is for a purpose. Everything on the earth is there for a purpose, and that was interesting. As such, I enjoyed this manga. I'm definitely going to keep picking it up. On a scale of 1 to 10, if you ask me to score it, it is definitely on the higher side. I score it an 8 out of 10. So I am definitely going to be picking up more of this manga. I want to get up to date on it. Oh, and by the way, I did want to say The art style in this manga is pretty clean. It's clean and clear cut. The action, which is not as heavy as you think, the action is easy to follow and well, drawn. So as such, a lot of the space is given wide space because it's in the winter season, and this does a good, gives us a good idea how stark, how brutal the wilderness is. And I like the clean lines in the art. Not the greatest, most jaw-dropping art, I would say, but I did enjoy it. It suits this type of manga pretty well. So if you are interested, and gore does not bother you that much, I would definitely recommend this manga. It's got a bit of everything. It's if you want an amalgamation of everything, a perfect amalgamation, I'd say this manga is for you. And listen, while you're here, why don't you hit me up in the comment section down below. I'm just trying out this new format of giving manga reviews. Now, I'm very much a newbie to this, and I'm enjoying discovering the world of manga and the world of MangaTube, and I'm really enjoying it. The community is really nice. They're really welcoming. So if you have any more comments, or how I can improve my videos, how can improve, suggestions of recommendations of manga you think I should try out, or I give a go, hit me down in the comment section down below. You can hit me up on Twitter simply at mercy_d, or on Instagram at mercy_sd. You can check out the Facebook page simply at Funny Pajamas. I've put them up on the screen right now, so you can have a look at that. I'm leaving links down in the description down. Be sure to check it out. If that doesn't do it for you and you want to contact me by email, simply hit me up on mercy@funny-pajamas.com. Need I say it? Pajamas with a Y. That's all I have for you right now. I do intend to do more of this. Let me know what you think, how I can improve. I'd love to hear from you. That's all I have for you right now. This is Mercy, signing out. Bye. Have a good one, everyone.